What if I told you that 5 of the most common fish on your weekly menu could silently increase inflammation, overload your liver, and raise your long-term risk of cognitive decline, even though they're marketed as healthy? This isn't exaggeration or alarmism. It's exactly what multiple food safety audits, toxicology investigations, and long-term nutritional studies have been showing for years. Research from environmental health journals, public health laboratories, and aging metabolism studies all point to the same pattern. Adults over 50 process contaminants, inflammatory fats, and chemical residues vary differently from younger adults. As we age, detox pathways slow down, oxidative stress increases, and the brain becomes far more vulnerable to toxins that once had minimal impact. That's why what you eat, and especially the fish you choose, matters more now than ever. Some fish that look clean, lean, and harmless actually carry biochemical profiles that fuel inflammation, damage cellular health, impair mitochondrial function, and accelerate cognitive wear over time. Studies on persistent organic pollutants, POPs, heavy metal accumulation, and inflammatory lipid profiles consistently show that certain widely consumed fish bring far more risk than benefit. Here is a clearer, research-aligned breakdown of the 5 fish you should remove from your plate, why they are problematic from a biological and metabolic standpoint, and what you can eat instead, especially if your goal is to protect your brain, heart, and liver as you age. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to Senior Health Vitality. By joining our community, you'll get regular tips, advice, and proven strategies to stay healthy, strong, and full of energy every day. The first one is tilapia, the inexpensive, lean protein that looks harmless but delivers more inflammation than nutrition. Most tilapia comes from overcrowded farming systems where the fish are raised on corn, soy, and industrial feed that drastically alters their fatty acid profile. Instead of supplying the anti-inflammatory omega-3s your brain, joints, and heart need more of as you age, tilapia contains high amounts of omega-6 fats that push the body toward a pro-inflammatory state. And because many farms operate in places with weak oversight, the fish can carry residues from chemicals and antibiotics that your liver has to deal with. With age, detox pathways slow down, meaning that even small exposures can create an unnecessary burden. If you want something mild and budget-friendly, wild-caught pollock or cod is a far better option. Next is farmed salmon, a fish that appears vibrant and healthy, but often earns its color from synthetic pigments added to feed rather than from natural marine nutrients. This type of salmon typically contains more fat, but not the kind you want. It often includes residues from antibiotics and carries higher levels of environmental contaminants like PCBs. The distorted balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fats makes it far less heart-friendly than people assume. For adults over 50, who already face increased risks of cardiovascular issues and chronic inflammation, this imbalance is especially relevant. The good news is that you don't need to give up salmon altogether. Simply choose wild-caught varieties such as sockeye, coho, or chum, which develop their natural red color from their diet and offer a cleaner nutritional profile. The third fish to avoid completely is swordfish, one of the highest mercury fish available. As a long-living predator at the top of the food chain, swordfish accumulates toxic mercury over many years through a process known as bioaccumulation. For people in their 50s, 60s, or 70s, mercury exposure is more concerning because detox pathways slow with age, making it harder for the body to eliminate heavy metals effectively. Even moderate intake can contribute to memory issues, slower processing speed, fogginess, and added stress on the nervous system and cardiovascular system. If you enjoy firm, steak-like fish, switch to wild halibut or mahi-mahi, which offer a similar texture without the toxic load. Tuna comes next, not because all tuna is equally dangerous, but because the types people eat most often tend to carry more mercury than they realize. Albacore and bluefin tuna are the biggest offenders. Many older adults consume tuna regularly through sandwiches, salads, sushi, canned varieties, or pouches. Frequent small exposures add up over time, and chronic low-dose mercury accumulation can be mistaken for normal aging. Fatigue, irritability, forgetfulness, reduced concentration, and mood changes can all stem from elevated mercury levels. If tuna is one of your staples, reduce the frequency and choose skipjack, also known as light tuna, which naturally contains far less mercury. Finally, there's pangasius, also sold as basa or sway, a fish that has become popular because of its low price and mild taste. But the reality behind its production is concerning. Much of the world's pangasius supply comes from regions surrounding the Mekong River, an area with significant industrial pollution. To cope with the poor water quality, producers often rely on techniques and inputs that raise red flags in food safety evaluations. Many imported batches have demonstrated issues related to contamination and the presence of substances that are not permitted in higher standard markets. For older adults, the combination of low nutritional value and potential exposure to questionable residues makes this fish one of the worst choices available. A far better option is any wild-caught white fish such as haddock or flounder, which provides clean protein without unnecessary risks. At the end of the day, fish can be one of the healthiest foods in the world, but only if you're choosing the right ones. These 5, tilapia, farmed salmon, swordfish, albacore or bluefin tuna, and pangasius, aren't just slightly less healthy. They are the ones that deliver the biggest shock to your inflammation levels, toxin exposure, and long-term health as you age. If you want safe, nutrient-dense, brain-friendly, heart-friendly options, stick to wild salmon, sardines, anchovies, herring, cod, and pollock. Choosing the right fish isn't about restriction. It's about protecting your health, energy, and clarity for the years ahead. If you found this video helpful and want more simple, science-based tips to support your heart and overall health, make sure to hit the subscribe button and join our community. By subscribing, you'll never miss a video that can help you live stronger, longer, and healthier.